channel now. All right, we're live, just hanging out, doing stuff, whatever. Yeah, just hanging out, doing stuff, whatever. Whatever the title says. I got a song idea that I think I want to flesh out a little bit. I figured I'd do that on camera. I got a couple other tunes done, but it's amazing that I got anything done because my house is still not done yet. I'm staying over at a friend's house for the time being while I'm up here, and I've been here since August, so I am patiently yet anxiously waiting for my house to get done so I can get my, studio set up, be a little more comfortable working environment, have all my toys. I'll tell you, I really miss having the two Elisa's keyboards, the two quadrisynths. I need to take one of them home, take one of them here, but I've just got a temporary. I just got a temporary setup for the time being. I've got my Hydra Deluxe, which isn't my main controller. My main controller is my my montage, but I do what I can with it. I'm not too crazy about the I'm not too crazy about the velocity curves. So forget about recording any acoustic piano with this thing. I just can't get it to quite respond the way I want. Synth stuff, no problem. Yeah, synth stuff, no problem, but at least I've got something here. My big computer's here, and I'm just using the XR18 right now as my interface. I have my fader port sitting over here on the desk, but honestly I want to sell it because I've got the Studio Live 64 channel, and that's kind of been my control surface for the past little while. So I've got my big computer, which is running the live stream, and it's running my running Studio One. Right next door, I've got my my MacBook Pro 2019, 2020, one of those. That's so I can control StreamYard, so I can still work on my big computer and still see the comments and things. So we'll just see what happens. And before I forget, and I don't know, at some point I'll do an official thank you video, but we've got 500 subscribers on the channel, which doesn't seem like a lot, but to me it is. I mean, I just started doing gear reviews. I mean, really. And doing, kind of improvs and, but very, very sporadically. I didn't think that this would be, a thing that I would want to get into is, running a YouTube channel. But, I'm very grateful and very appreciative of everybody that comes in and hangs out and watches the content and enjoys the content, comments on the content. But yeah, I'm greatly appreciated. And let's see, I don't know. We might hit 1,000, we might not. I don't know. Why is Arturia telling me that I've got updates? Shut up. I'll update later. I don't feel like doing it right now. Go away. So yeah, I've just got I get a sound from a couple plugins. I'm not using any internal sounds from the Hydra. I didn't bring any audio cables home, even though I could set those up, but I don't know. We'll just right, so I gotta set this up in 6/8. Do that. My time signature is right over here. And we're just going to go 6 for the numerator, and for the denominator, we'll go. I could do 4, but then I'm going to tap that tempo. Because it's an eighth notes, I can't just tap. You know what I could do is I do want to quantize this, but I want to put it in 6, I think. It's going to make the grid easier to line things up. All right, so if let's try that. All right, gotta get my iPad out of the way. We'll put that up there. This is one of the awkward things about not having my real desk. I wish I had it. But oh well. Still waiting for that house to get done. You know, I got a 1979 turntable that's sitting there in the freezing cold, and hopefully nothing happens to that. All right, so let me play this. All right, so I'm hearing offbeats too, and those are clicking. Those are clicking in 16th notes. So what I want to do is I want to turn that down. That's a little better. I'm actually going to turn down the beat a little bit. You can see how low I have the click volume set. Actually, while I run it, I can. That's better. We'll take it. Okay. So I just played the idea that I have, so I want to throw it in here. See what happens. And like I said, I got a couple. I got kind of a couple of sounds set up over here. So I got the CS80 V4, and I got a custom patch that I made using the guitar 1 and 2 sound. So I got a sound based on the original Yamaha CS80 guitar 1 and 2 presets, and those presets would be right here in the center. And then the pad behind it is from Omnisphere. That's a custom, not really custom. It's a tweaked preset that I made. All right, so I'm going to lay this in. Just see what happens. I just want the first idea here. 3, 4. Okay. Now I am quantizing this. I want to make sure that it's on eighths. good, but let's do it one more time. I like that. Let's duplicate it. So now it's going to go twice. Right now, this is kind of just a scratch pad thing. Once I get the basic arrangement of this tune done, then we'll go back and I'll go back and retrack everything, make it feel a little more organic and natural. But really, I'm all about just getting the idea down right now. Something like that. It wants to go to the E flat, but maybe not that pattern or that melody. Let me try it again. So this is the thing about improvisation is I'll keep trying, I'll keep playing that first part. I'll keep playing that first part until I come up with, until I land on something that makes me kind of go, ooh, I like that. All right, let me just check something here. That's why that looked off. That time base was wrong. This grid up here. I don't know why it was set like that. But all right, let's go to the end of this. And let's see here. So I went like this. I'll throw it down. Why not? Because I have it now, and if I forget what I did, I'll lose it. And if I come up with something else that I might want to go over here, I have the scratch pad feature that's over on this side. So that'll basically put a second arrangement window next to the main one, and I can put ideas over in that second arrangement. And then if I like it, I can copy them over to the main one. You've probably seen me do it before on previous live streams. All right, so I'm gonna have it. like the idea of ending on the major. Because then I can vamp around over there a little bit before going back into the back into the A section. So let's lay that down. Now, here's the other thing with this part. It sounds a lot like one of my previous tunes. Let me see if I remember. Yeah, it sounds a lot like New Heaven, New Earth, which is on my Walk in the Light album. There's a shameless plug for you. So I want to try something different there. So if I play a little bit. I could go to a major key thing there. That's one place I can go. And then the other trap that I don't want to end up in is, again, I kind of have a habit of repeating myself. Like, did I record that? Or did I write that and release it before? Which is kind of what happened maybe about 5 minutes ago. Little sneak peek of something else coming up. Another tune I finished. All right, so let me think. I'm going to play a little bit, and let's see if I stumble upon something. Could do that. Let's see. Do that either because I've got that move in a couple other tunes. One of them is Forward Motion on the Retroactive EP. Okay, so okay, I'm getting something. So I'm gonna go ahead and play. I'm gonna play this part and go into it. That's the first one. That I like. All right, so I'm gonna try. Let me try playing through it a couple times. See if I can flesh it out even more. Ooh, I like that. Because I gotta get back to the minor key some way. I don't want to do that move though. Because I've done it. It's that move has been done in, like I said, in one of my other tunes, Forward Motion, and also a tune I had just written, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So I don't want to repeat it again. So I could just keep that climb going. I can keep that climb going for like another couple of bars. So let me do that again. want to do is I don't want to do the typical. That leading tone I don't want to do. Let's see if I can do something else. But not go too far off the rails into like unfamiliar territory. Yeah, let me get this idea down. Because I think that's going to be the safest thing that I can do is, at least for right now, is to just land on that flat 6. All right, so. All right, so here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to re-record that turnaround. I'm going to record that turnaround into the new section, so I've got a smoother transition between the two. And I completely botched that. Do it again. So something like that. I'm going to do it one more time, see if I can't get it to where I'm happy with it. Bit of a... I like that. All right, so I'm going to take this whole section here and we'll duplicate it. So, off on a tangent a little bit, I've been using Studio One probably since end of 2022. I was using Cakewalk by BandLab before that. I don't know why I still have the shortcut in here. Probably because I haven't had time to haven't thought about getting rid of it yet. But the other thing is I've still got older projects in there that I want to have access to if I ever need to go in there for anything, and either pull up something that I've done like 10 years ago, or or whatever. I mean, I guess it's still a good thing that I have that installed on here. cool idea there. Could go back into that turnaround out of this little. Play around with this a little bit. So now the other idea is if I can come up with a sequence to come into this. So I need two blocks of 4 chords. Because this 4 bars of 6. Or maybe I could do that instead. All right, so I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button. Let's come 4 bars into it. I could. Wait a minute. I could find a way to repeat that section, the C major section, which I guess I'd call the chorus. All right. Pre-count. Yeah, that's a pre-count. Yeah, I'll call that. I'll call that an idea, to be honest. All right, save. Not even going to title it yet because I have no idea what I'm going to call it. Throw in. Not sure what I want for a bass sound yet. But I'm thinking like a synth fretless. Not like a real fretless, but maybe like a synth kind of thing. Let me just throw in a mini Moog for now. May not be the final thing I use on here. Let's go last note Pauling. Yeah, kind of fretless like, but you get the idea. Because on a fretless bass, kind of has a moi to it. I'll call it a moi. Some bass players call it a growl sound. Um, but it's basically like the sound of the string buzzing against the fingerboard. But to kind of get that, play with the filter attack a little bit to kind of get that wah kind of sound. but keep it really, really subtle. We'll use it for now. I'm just gonna kind of play along with it. See if I can do a better job of that. Oh, that was awful. Yeah, something like that. Ah, nope. There we go. One more time. I spaced out. Do it again. Such a perfectionist, I know. Forgot that I had the... Like a drum machine halftime. Would sound good on this. I'll fix that. Before we go any further, there's a couple of bum things I need to fix on this. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. And I had that one. Right there. Come here. Go away. Okay. Another one where I kind of slipped a little bit. Find that. Get rid of it. There it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go halftime with like really simple drum machine, I think. Not sure yet. I like it. All right, save. All right. Well, let's tackle the daunting task of programming some drums. I'm going to just keep this really as simple as I can. Now I'm going to go to a plugin that I got a while back, and I've used it on a couple of things. I think I've used it on, I don't remember what I used it on. I might have used it on Retroactive, but this is a plugin called Triaz. All right. All right, so Triaz is it is a drum machine. It does have a sequencer in it. I'm not going to use the built-in sequencer. I don't need to, but each of these channels can have 3 different sounds that you can blend and you can you can kind of mix and match them, things like that. What I want to do is I want to try to find kick electronic, maybe like a layered. Or is there a way I can preview it? That's a little loud. I like that one. Maybe a little bit cleaner. I like that sick attack. Now, the other thing I could do is I could use either the Icon drum or the Oberheim DMX, but that's not kind of what I'm going for here. I think that's going to be the one. Okay, and then B. Maybe needs something more organic. What do we get for organic? Nah, I'll just keep it with the first one here. And to sequence it, what I'm going to do is just going to use the piano roll over here. Okay, that's really deep. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and come back. I'm going to pitch this up a little bit. It's kind of, no, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, see, I can tell it's pitched way, way down. Lower than I want it to be. That's better. Okay, you are going to go back. Nope. Hey. Yeah, I just want to put something in. Like I said, this is just about getting ideas. All right. Just going to go right to the end there. See what I'm going to do in a minute. So I got to fix a couple things with the pattern, but let me just see what I've got going on here. I like that. Yeah, Jack. It's kind of cool. It can get very very deep. Um, it's got good samples in it. I think you can import your own as well. So if I had my own samples, like say from my Alesis DM5, like honestly, if I was here in the studio, if I was in the studio, I would probably use my DM5 to do this, um, to try to get the sounds I want. But um, because I'm kind of limited a little bit as to what equipment I have, and I've got a ton of plugins, but it's not the way I usually work. It 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 does the job. Like I said, you kind of have to, depending on the genre, you kind of have to search a little bit and do a little bit of sculpting with some of these sounds. There we go. If I pitch that kick down a little bit, let's see what else I have. In B, what do I have in C? Yeah, you can do that. So right here, I need to fix something here. So let me just zoom in here. And we'll take, nope, I did not want to do that. Take that one too. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna kind of line some things up. And I'll probably layer it with, some cymbals and some toms from like an acoustic kit. All right, so I need to do the same thing here. What am I doing? All right. So now I need to take this out and just throw a couple notes in. Let's just see here. There we go. It goes. I mean, I'm not in my house yet. My house still isn't done, but yeah, staying at a friend's house right now, which I'm, extremely grateful that I have a place to stay. But, I miss having my big studio. Um, I really like having the environment to go hybrid and, with hardware and software instead of just doing everything in the box. I can do everything in the box. It's just there's some things that I can get done quicker than hardware. DAW is Studio One, Studio One Pro 7. I've been using Studio One since 2022, and it's just miles better than what I was using before, which was Cakewalk. I've tried a ton of different DAWs. There's some I can't get my head around, like Ableton. There's some that I like I do like Reason. I might maybe visit that on a stream at some point, but I need something that I can just quickly make music, quickly get ideas down, and either Reason or Studio One, but primarily Studio One right now. Reason is cool. It gives you a way different way of working. And it's got a lot of its own built-in sounds. I just don't really like the way that it handles VST plugins, especially not being able to run the plugins multi-timbre like I can in here. Where in here I can just make an instrument track and route it to, say, channel 2 of Omnisphere, because Omnisphere is 8-part multi-timbral. But I would say if anyone's talking about, oh, what's the best DAW out there, you'll get a bunch of different answers. But for me, the correct answer to that question, what's the best DAW? The best DAW is the one that gets you making music as quickly and as efficient and as effortless as possible. It's really important to get your ideas down quick. And for me, Studio One is the way to go for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so here's the thing with Studio One, it's PreSonus, right? But they also make great hardware too. Like, I wish I had it in here, but my mixing desk is my Studio Live 64S, which is a PreSonus board. I only thing I had to install was the universal control software, but that was it. It integrates seamlessly into Studio One. Whereas it's a 64 channel audio interface. So I got 32 on the board and then 32 with my digital snake. And then I hit the DAW button on the board and it instantly becomes a 24 fader, 32 fader control surface. 33 if you count the master fader. Whereas most other digital boards, they'll only give you like a bank of 8 faders for your control surface. Me, I got to have all of them. I've used VCV before, and it's great if you're into Eurorack, and I've tried doing that kind of stuff. What am I doing? Oh, I'm scrolling back and forth with the arrow keys, like my hand actually accidentally slipped. Oh yeah, Paris. I remember that. That would be a cool system to have. I thought about the idea of eventually maybe getting a couple of Alesis HD 24s or something, or a couple of 24 track hard disk recorders, and then linking them together and then going analog. But I really love my setup. So my 64S with Studio One, that's like my perfect workflow. And the cool thing with the mixer is each of the channels can actually take in a USB channel. So I really could pipe all these tracks through the mixer itself, but I'm mixing on the mixer and not in the DAW via a control surface. All right, but anyway, so what I'm messing around with right now is just kind of really getting some sounds. Mainly just some basic percussion sounds. Let me see what I got here. No, I don't want to do that. I need a deep, like a deep kick drum. Let me see what I have in here. There's like, we'll take that one. All right, so now let me see what I have. All right, so here, let's see what that does. If I mix it in with everything else. Let's see what that sounds like in the track. Nice. See what the delay gives me. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's amazing. It's cool to see the kind of journey that you guys have gone, with recording. With me, believe it or not, I started with. Anyone remember, like in the '90s and the 2000s, those karaoke systems? that had that were like dual cassette deck. Well, what you could do with two cassette tapes is a technique called ping ponging. And you basically record something onto one cassette that's in the record deck, right? And you put it in the playback. And you can only do this with a karaoke machine. You can't do this with a normal cassette deck that's got a mic in. You take that recording and you put it in the playback deck of the karaoke system, and you put a new tape into the record side. So you're basically playing back the record, playing back the original cassette. You recorded, and you're recording that along with maybe singing something else or playing something else on top of it, and you basically just flip flop the tapes back and forth. The problem is you can only do that like 3 or 4 times before you start really losing the fidelity of the recording. So that's really how I started, and what it did was, yes, the recording sounded awful, but it got me really good at arranging, especially when I can start to hear, things getting layered up, especially when working with harmony vocals and things like that, and synth parts. Um, so I actually went from that to a laptop with Cakewalk Pro Audio 9, um, and just using the built-in headphone and microphone input on the laptop, which really horrible recording quality. And then I got one of those really inexpensive. I got a very inexpensive audio interface that basically was a pair of RCA jacks, so RCA in, RCA out. But what it allowed me to do was plug a microphone into like a little Behringer mixer or whatever I had, and then take the RCA outs of that mixer into the audio interface. I remember the audio interface. It was an Adderall, company owned by Roland, way back, like 20 years ago. UA1A. So it was two RCA ins, two RCA outs. And that was a Dell Latitude CPI Pentium 2 with 6 GB hard drive. Um, mm, yeah, it was a MIDI sequencer. I did a lot of MIDI stuff, like really with the built-in Windows MIDI, GM sounds. Did a lot of playing around with that, like in my spare time. Not so much with the audio. Then I went to Reason. Um, I was still using Cakewalk, but at the time that I had Reason, I also had Sonar, and I was using them both together via Rewire. Um, Now, keep in mind that with Rewire, I was still on a 32-bit system, so I was running. I think I was running XP. I was either running XP or I was running. Might have been running Windows 7, but it was 4 gigs of RAM, which is the maximum you can have for a 32-bit PC. Before 64-bit came along, and Rewire would only work on a 32-bit system. Um, so once that computer died, and I had to go and get a 64-bit system, my Dell XPS 17, which I still have, um, then I had to get kind of creative and start using either hardware, or what I would need to do was have Reason either on a second computer, MIDI synced into the computer running Cakewalk, or I would just simply need to abandon using Reason altogether, and I ended up doing that. So I ended up getting enough plugins to be able to do the things that I needed to do. I ended up getting, like, I think the first version of Omnisphere. I had Native Instruments acoustic piano. Um, I had a few other ones. I had a couple Arturia plugins. Um, but I also had some, hardware instruments too. Like I had a Korg M3. I had all kinds of stuff. But I was Cakewalk slash Reason. I dipped my toes into Logic a couple of times. I had a couple of MacBooks. Um, and I liked the simplicity of the interface in Logic. I just wasn't a fan of the workflow. Um, and I really am not a fan of the Mac OS, and maybe it's just me. I just need to get used to it. Um, but yeah, so I've basically been using Cakewalk and Reason. Those have been my two main DAWs of choice up until 2022 when I really discovered Studio One. Mm. Oh yeah, I remember the receptor. Well, I had Logic Pro 9 was where I started, and then I ended up getting Pro X on the previous MacBook that I used to have. I had a 2015. No, it wasn't even a 2015. It was a 2010. And the reason it was a 2010 was because it still had USB Type A on it. Yeah, Jack is useful if you're into Linux. I couldn't even wrap my head around that. I had a friend of mine that was a computer nut, and he had basically took an old laptop and threw a Linux distro on it for AV stuff for recording, and it had I think it had Ardor on it, which was the DAW. But the problem is, um, you could not get it to work with. I couldn't get it to work with an audio interface or a MIDI controller. Like Linux is just over my head, and I don't have time for that. I want to be making music. I don't want to be doing all the backdoor, configuring and trying to update things and whatever. Um, I don't have time for that. Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on the receptor. Be interested to hear what the latency is like. If it's around 5 or 6 milliseconds, that's kind of what you would get, on a device like that at the time. Um, yeah, that's interesting that it sees all your class compliance stuff. Um, but I think maybe they've gotten better with it now. But like 20 years ago, or even like 15 years ago, I couldn't get it to see an M audio controller, even though it was class compliant. I couldn't get it to see my PreSonus audio box, and that's a class compliant thing. Um, hmm. Do. All right. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, working on this. All right. So let me see what I got for this. I'm gonna do a playback of what I have now. I mean, we'll put an intro on it. Put an intro on it at some point. I don't want to get the meat and potatoes of this tune done. Yeah, like I said, I don't have time to mess around with Linux. If I'm gonna we'll use Superior Drummer to do this. I'm gonna want to add some toms and I want to add some cymbals. I'm gonna use the let me see where it is. Do I have any? Oh, yeah, here's my cool kit. just wish that ride cymbal wasn't so dry. Yeah, see, that's really dry. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I like the other one. All right. All right. I'm gonna cheat and do figure out how to do some cymbal rolls. Yeah, there you go. Abandoning 2024 hard. Well, that's Windows 10 end of life, pretty much. I mean, my computer is probably 3 years old, 2 years old. It's a 12th gen i9, and it still runs fine. I haven't had any issues with this computer at all. Matter of fact, my motherboard can take a 14th gen i9, so that might be the next upgrade I do, and then maybe getting another 4 terabyte M.2 drive. Just I never liked the idea of recording with a let's see. Yeah, I've never liked the idea of recording with a laptop, to be honest. Like I want to know that thing's gonna get the job done. To be frank, even though my name's not Frank. Like I've done the laptop thing, and I won't even if I play live and I've got to use backing tracks. Like if I'm touring with somebody, I won't even take a laptop. I'll take this computer. Like it'll go in a suitcase along with a 24-inch monitor, and then either my XR18 will go or my Studio Live 64. My 64, I can multi-track. I can basically take the individual tracks in the backing track. I can multi-track them out into the Studio Live and mix them live. It's a lot more work than taking a laptop, but I know I'm going to have the I/O needed to get the job done. Yeah, so it's so my system is a 12th gen i9 12900K. So it's 8 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores. I think it tops out at 5 gigahertz, but I don't overclock. And if I build a system for somebody, I don't support overclocking because you're pushing the CPU, harder than it was designed to go. That's an enthusiast thing, and it's not anything that I want to mess around with. Mm. Mm. It's got 64 gigs of RAM and it's got a total of 6 terabytes of internal M.2 SSD storage. So there's a 2 terabyte that's my system drive, and a 4 terabyte is my recording drive. And it's also got some sample libraries and things like that on it. My motherboard can take up to 4 drives. So I could get another couple of 4 terabyte M2s and throw them in here. And that's the other thing, is I don't like using external hard drives or anything, because then you're at the mercy of whatever connection speed your USB is running. I mean, yeah, I've got a couple of Type-C ports on this computer, but still, I'm better safe than sorry. I've got enough space that I can record internally to this computer and not have any problems. Um, yeah, there you go. Got 8 gigs of got 8 gigs of VRAM. I do a little light gaming, but my board I think can go up to 256 gigs of RAM. All right, so what am I doing? Oh, I know what I was doing. All right. What the heck? Okay, I got a panic here. Something's hanging. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Save. Close. And we'll reopen it. Ah, there you go. Yeah, NVMe USB caddy. All right. All right, so I just really want to see. All I want to see is Superior right now. Because what I want to do is I want to. Basically create a symbol role. Not a very exaggerated one. Okay, come here, you. Deselect everything. There we go. I can probably make that a little bit louder. Go up to there and there. Okay, something's not quite right with this. Oh, what happened there? Hello. Probably not even the right. That's probably not even the right patch. So that's not good. All right, Uncle Chrome, have a good night. Yeah, that's the nice thing about a custom computer is if you need to upgrade, you can save the case, the power supply. You probably can save the M.2 drive too. You might have to reinstall Windows because if you get an OEM copy of Windows, that product key is tied to whatever motherboard you have installed. So the other thing too is you might have some driver problems with motherboards. If you wind up getting a new motherboard, you'll have to reinstall Windows anyway. Unless you get really lucky and get a motherboard that has that with the same manufacturer, and then you might get lucky with not having to reinstall the drivers. You might just have to reauthorize Windows. But yeah, I mean, my case has seen 3 different motherboards. My case, my power supply. And I have 3 M.2 drives in here right now. Well, no, I got 2. I got another terabyte one for some backup stuff. But yeah, I think I've had this case since 2020. I built the first, I built a, was a 9600K i5, which was actually faster than the i7. I actually built that with the first of those 3 stimulus checks that we got during COVID. So $1,200 got me a new computer. $1,400 upgraded it for me. Went with a bigger motherboard, kept the i5, bigger M.2 drive, more RAM. All right, so let me see what I got here. This might be better now. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just create some kind of an intro for this. And I want to go. I think we'll start it here. All right, so. Yeah, fresh install is a good idea. Most definitely. It'll be a pain installing the DAW and everything else. But if I wind up getting a whole new M2, then that would probably be the way to go. Suffice to say, if anything happens, I can always clone the M.2 drive. And then have a backup in case anything happens. And then if I have to do a fresh install, I still have the original backup. All right. So let's do a new intro for this. I actually want to go twice as long. So we're going to go to 19. There we go. Like it. Nice. Now we get an intro. What happened there? Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this. Nope, nope, didn't want to do that. Let's see here. All right, so all I need to do is just drag it out. Not quite. One more. There we go. All right, so if I take this, let's just put some ride symbol in there. There. Let's try something else. that one up. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to take that, those symbol rolls, because I want those. A little bit redundant, but I kind of want to keep them. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is put the tom fills on another track. Okay, so I think this one goes there. There, I want that's where it's going to end. Oh, what? Oh, is that a 30-second note? Okay, then. That's better. Okay. There we go. Try something else. That one. Check a couple things. extra. That's a little better. I like it. So I gotta fix. This shouldn't be too hard. Watch this. Cut it. Paste it. All right, something's off. There we go. Wait, where is it? There it is. All right, so I'm close. All right. See if that does it. This way I can get the... Yeah, Superior Drummer's really good. The thing is, I gotta make sure that it's lining up. So what I'm actually going to do is I got to fix the quantize. I need to go to 1/8. Really just get it to line up. Try it again. I got a habit of hitting that crash symbol like when I'm programming drums. I'm gonna do that. couple of toms in there. There we go. Let's see what I think of that. Just not as... There we go. All right, I'm going to take one more listen. It's getting to be about 12:20 here, so it's getting a little late. I'm going to take one more listen, then we'll call it a stream for tonight. All right, let's see what we got. The acoustic drums. Now, the other thing is I'm missing a crash somewhere. Or I'm missing a cymbal roll, excuse me. Right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. There we go. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I'll throw this distressor on the like this. This one's a keeper. All right. All right, so I've been... Hey, I didn't tell you to play. Stop it. Darn computers. All right, so I'm really happy with the way this is coming out. All right, well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. It's getting late here. It's getting to be about 12:30. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in and hanging out with me for the last little while I was a little bit inspired. Like I said, I'm really hoping to get my house done so that I can get back into my studio and get that set up. Yeah, the panning's a little much, but once you get into mastering, it's not going to be as much. And the other thing you got to remember too is um, I have room. I don't want to have everything close to the center. I like my toms nice and wide because it really makes them speak a little more. Um, more so than, more so than normal. Um, it lets you know that, we're coming up to, a new section of the song. So having them pan out the way that they are, and it's preset in the in Superior Drummer. Um, uh, um, once I start adding layers and, other parts to it, it's probably not going to seem as obvious right now because it's so empty because you basically got the main synth, a layered pad with it that's playing exactly what the synth is, plus the bass, plus all the, the drums and the percussion. Um, but I think once you get to the mixing stage and all the layers are, have been added, then things really start to take shape and you really start to see the thing come together. But yeah, I've always panned my toms out because then you can, like I said, you can really discern what's going on with them. Imagine what it'd be like if I was mixing them in Atmos. That would be insane. They'd be going all around the room. You'd feel like you were on the tilt-a-whirl or something with audio. All right, anyway. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Now I'm just going to go over the obligatory stuff as I go to my main camera. There we are. So yeah, if you enjoyed this stream or anything else on my channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification icon. That way you get notified when I release a video or when I go live, whether doing this or doing a gear review or maybe something else. We've already hit 500 subscribers. That's kind of mind-blowing to me. I do want to do a formal video on that at some point. So yeah, if you want to check out any more of my music, you can head down to that website that's scrolling down below there. That is justinhavey.bandcamp.com. You'll find a lot of my music up there. And if you'd like to support, this channel and me making more of these videos and these live streams, consider making a purchase over there because it really does help. All right, so with that, I'm going to call it a stream and I'm going to say good night. So thank you all for watching. And I will catch you next time. Take care.